What is up, you guys? It is Parker here, and I've got Coach Christine with us, or with me, I should say. Y'all, we are going live tonight to talk about, Christine, what are we talking about?
We're talking about developing your content calendar. And I don't mean just like blogging content calendar. I know that's what some of you know me for, but at the same time, content is everywhere. So if you took the Recycle Your Content course with Parker and I, we talked about how we use content on all the social media platforms. And we're going to talk a little bit how we're going to map out your December so you can kind of plan ahead all the things you need to make that happen.
Yep. So you guys, if you are either a new business owner or maybe you're an existing business owner and you have trouble maybe planning out your week or month or day and feel like it's really hard to keep up with, posting on Pinterest and doing this and doing that and doing all the things. Tonight, we're going to talk all about how we plan out content specifically. And we're going to give you guys an example of the month of December, right, Christine? So we're going to talk all about how to plan out your December so that posting and creating content isn't as overwhelming as it is. It doesn't have to be as overwhelming as you might think it is, for example.
Yes. And there's a whole bunch of tools out there. So I'm going to show you what is like free out there that you probably already use that you don't realize you can be using it so much more to map out what you're going to work on in December.
So you guys, for the most part, Christine is just going to be doing a little bit of free education tonight, and I'll just be here kind of chatting about, how we use this in Deco Exchange or how we've kind of implemented this strategy in our business. So if you guys are into some free business tips, for sure, hang out. But Christine is also going to be launching are you calling it a course, Christine? What are you calling it?
It's a power huddle. So we get together for 5 days, but 1 hour a day. And I walk you through the process of pulling keywords, so doing keyword research, turning that into like a content plan. And then how do you get that plan into production? So we're going to map out in the entire first quarter.
Cool. So let's talk about December. What are we going to plan for December, Christine?
Well, let's take a look first. We want to see what is going to be, besides the obvious, right? We have Christmas. Yep. We have New Year's, but when that time hits, like once we hit December 25th, even that week of, we need to shift gears and start talking about the next season.
Yep.
So we're going to go take a quick look at, let's see. Oops. Trying to share my screen. I'll figure it out, guys. Parker, can you pull me in?
Yeah, there you go.
So I want you guys to take a look. Most of you either have started a Pinterest account, even if it's a basic one, but we're not really using it to pin. What we're using it for is to research. So one of the first things I do is, I know the first couple weeks of December, we're good to go on Christmas, anything, right? So I want you to start applying that to your own business. So we're going to grab a few ideas. So we have Christmas decor ideas. And these are keywords that Pinterest themselves has pulled up as some of their top ranking keywords. They've done the work for you. I do want to change this to all pins. And then, so Christmas tree ideas. So whether your brand is all about overall home decor, or if you're going to focus on tree related posts, then you've got gift ideas, crafts. So anything in that realm, we're just going to go ahead with the Christmas decor. And then as soon as I added decor, do you see how the top keywords change? Now we have decorations, ideas, DIY, ideas for living room, ideas for living room. So what I want you to start doing is grabbing those keywords, narrow it down a little bit more. So we went from Christmas decor. Now we got another batch of keywords we can work off. The other thing is New Year's. So that's another kind of holiday we know we can plan around. So depending on your niche, you can determine if any of these fit you. Narrow it down a little bit. So New Year's decor, same thing. We got ideas home. Again, pull all of those words so you can start using them in your social media posts. And even if you do have a website or a blog, even your Etsy listings, start incorporating those keywords. So now that you have maybe at this point, we could have grabbed about 15 keywords by going through this. We now have 15 potential post ideas. And I don't want you to just think about it in the sense of we're just going to write a blog post about, just New Year's decoration ideas. I want you to kind of think outside of that. I'm going to grab here we go. Actually, I was going to use this. So we're going to start with one of those ideas and break it down so that you can see exactly how I would do it if we're breaking down Christmas decor. We're going to explore ideas and decorations, ideas for living room. So Christmas is our big topic. And then we're going to start working off so we can start planning. Okay, we're going to talk about Christmas decor. We can pretty much narrow it down ourselves at this point, couldn't we? Like we could say decor.
Yep.
Front door. And then that leads into your wreaths, swags, garlands, all the things. And so right there you have 1, 2, and then all the different types of front door decor you can figure out and put that as part of your content plan. Then the next thing, what if you're in a different niche altogether and yours is food? That's a whole different one, right? So if you were in the food niche or you were doing recipes, then you would put, let's just go here. Use the same thing. Use what you have and keep it simple, because sometimes I think we see shiny new things or somebody else is using a certain tool that we don't need just yet because all the information is right here. So we can do Christmas recipe dinner. Some of these broader ones do this. And I want you guys to take advantage of these tags and keywords right here, because Pinterest has already determined that this is a broad enough topic that now we have all of these keywords we can start specifying. So we could go ahead, copy every single one of those and come up with a content plan based on all of those topics. So easy Christmas recipe dinner, or easy recipes.
So, Christine, while you're adding that, I'm going to just talk a little bit. I might actually share my screen as well. And we'll just talk a little bit about Etsy, because, doing that on Pinterest is great, but there's also other options that you could very easily translate that into, right? So I just went into Etsy just to prove the point, right? And I started typing in Christmas. So Christmas ornaments, Christmas stockings, Christmas wreaths, Christmas masks, Christmas gifts, Christmas decorations. So you can do all of that as well, right? So if I put wreath, and then all of a sudden there's a whole nother set of stuff that you could do that is already popular and already suggested by the different search engines that you're already looking for, right? So Christmas wreaths for your front door, Christmas wreaths with lights, Christmas wreath bows, signs, kits, clip art. And then you can go ahead and do the same thing with Google, right? So Christmas wreath, ideas for sale for your front door, ideas for your front door, DIY. So you can use that same strategy across all the different platforms that you're on, because they already have recommendations on stuff that's already popular.
Yes. And so even all the ones that we just pulled, we can actually just bring that over. So we're going to tie it, what the difference between, so step 1 is grabbing the keywords. And then step 2, we're actually going to come and now we can map out, okay, what kind of ideas do we have to match all of these topics? So based on what we have, and again, you're going to do this for New Year's. At the beginning of the year, what do we have we have Mardi Gras in March.
Yep.
And
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. So think of all the different, and if you bought the 2021 Craftpreneur calendar, all of those holidays and special days are listed in the Craftpreneur calendar. So we're going to take those, and now we can say, okay, if you're focusing on one social media platform, let's say we're only focusing on Facebook. So we might do an open question or something that we're going to talk with our reader, because we know we want to be the authority on a certain topic, whatever your brand, you want your brand to be known for. What do you want to be known for? So if you want to be known for cooking healthy meals and you're focusing in on the holidays during December, you can start asking your audience questions to get more ideas from them. Because ultimately, if you can marry what you're an authority on with what your customer audience is interested in, that's when you have this deeper connection with them. They're going to go to you for all that information because they're going to be your extremely super fan because you've built this community with them. Similar to just the community that Damon and Parker have built here. You guys are here, one, because you love to wreath making, but two, you've gotten to know Parker and Damon, and that their authority in the topic has kind of bridged that gap. You know to go to them for supplies and ideas. So first one might be our post on what's your favorite side dish for Christmas. Seems silly, but not. And I'll tell you why. Because what you just did is you've connected them with an emotion, a memory. It's something they're going to look back on. And my favorite, they're not going to help but be able to answer that question. So we're going to do something, we're going to talk to them. What if somebody mentions like they used to love the mashed potatoes in this special bowl, and you have your part of your focus is home decor. Now you can start talking about, oops, we'll get it, guys. Your next post then can be something about their favorite memory or their funniest. What was the funniest thing that happened? I'm sure some of your audiences will come up with pretty hilarious answers for this. But you're just kind of letting them lead you down the path on what to talk about. So these kinds of questions are just ways for you to engage with your audience. Make that smaller so that actually fits. But then how are you going to lead them down the path to you? Like, this is what your topic is. In between these, you're going to throw in a recipe that matches what somebody mentioned. So now your audience is giving you ideas. Now, either, I'm going to share a recipe, side dish recipe. Because now it relates to that previous post. So slowly but surely, you're going to build out your content for December. So these are open-ended question ones. This one is where you get to share your own content. So we're going to change that color. Oh yeah. And go back. You're going to go back and forth between talking with your audience and letting your audience tell you what to post about. One example I did in the coaching group that really worked was home decor. So let's say we started with just your niche is home decor. I want you to step back. Even if you focus on wreaths, if you focus on centerpieces, I want you to pull back a little bit in your niche because you'll be able to broaden as far as what topics you want to be known for. So right here, we're going to take out these. Same thing, except this one is maybe your home decor, you like to refurbish furniture or recycle furniture, repurpose, whatever term you use. So you're going to go, where's your favorite thrift shop? Because if your audience is, they like to repurpose and, recycle furniture, they're probably going to be looking at thrift shops too. So let them share where their favorites is. Then your next post is about what you're going to do. So look what I found at the thrift shop. Or you have a thrift shop find day. So this might be a dinner, a dining room chair. Let's say, for an example. Then you show it off. They taught your audience is like, oh, that's really cute. Then you just lead into your tutorial on how to repurpose. How to repurpose. So this might be a live video right here. You're going to show them how you took that dining room chair, repurposed it, and then we're going to come back to a memory, just talking and engaging with them. So in this case, what was your favorite find or best find So just lead them down the process of going back and forth. Start interweaving your content between you and your audience. Your knowledge and your authority is all about repurposing furniture. But now you've incorporated your audience because you are asking them about where they go, what they enjoy. They now feel like they're a part of your community. So one of the things I hear a lot is my stuff doesn't get engagement. It may be because you're posting way too many greens, which is all about you, and not posting enough pinks, which is all about them and their story. So making sure that you have the perfect blend. And I mean, of course, I'm sure yours is not going to be color coded this way, but making sure you have like a nice balance between what you're sharing and your knowledge and what you're asking your customers, because they're going to provide you a ton of information. They might even talk, like when you're doing your live, they might tell you, how did you do that? Like, how did you sand that? Like, what type of sandpaper you used? That means the next week you're going to have how to sand down, or how to prep, whatever you want to say. So then it becomes they're giving you questions that you can answer later on. And it's like this cycle of content that your audience is feeding you because you're giving them exactly what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think a lot of people like overcomplicate the like content. They feel like they can't um they don't have ideas or they don't know what to post about or all of that. But you guys, between asking your audience and using the results and SEO that's already out there, there's a wealth of knowledge. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Like um, just like Christine said, if you uh, go into Pinterest and look for thrift, like just type in thrift store, there's going to be all kinds of ideas, and you can do that with any of your niches. If furniture, it's going to have all the different recommendations at the top. That's going to tell you, thrift store, the little banisters or the chairs or all of all of the things that people upcycle. Like it's going to be a wealth of content that you can just post out for your. You can either create, you can ask your audience about, or you can do both. And this goes for Pinterest, it goes for your blog, it goes for Facebook Live videos. Like you don't have to come up with all this stuff. And more importantly, it doesn't have to be unique. There's a difference between generating some content that is your own versus stealing someone else's content. But like a thrift store find you found, other people have already gone and found something at a thrift store and posted about it, right? Just because you do that same thing doesn't mean it's copying. You've put your own kind of spin on it, and the people who follow you and who it resonates with, that you're going to build that bond with them.
Absolutely. So just walking through, like it's pretty much something that feeds it. Just like Parker said, you're gonna pull the content from like ideas and keywords from Pinterest, Etsy, Google, all the different places you search on, and then you use them to start incorporating. So now you're gonna create a content like a calendar that now you can just follow along because they're giving you ideas and then you turning that into a post. So it goes from live, and then you take a picture of your end product, photo post, and that's your post. Because I mean, in the beginning, I think we worry too much on quantity of posts, when reality, as long as you're doing something every day for your platform to stay in touch, you'll be fine. Like it's not, I'd rather, like all of us would rather you put something that's of value to your community than worrying about putting all 5 posts in one day.
Yep. So y'all, the algorithms across the board on all of the different social media right now is very much in favor of quality over quantity. That just means that as long as you're posting something every once in a while that is really good for your people, it's going to do a whole lot better than you just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. So if you do some research ahead of time and you go into Etsy, or you go into Pinterest, or you go into Google and you look for information that's popular on your niche right now, and you create content around those things, you're going to have a way higher chance of success. And it's going to give you a ton of ideas all at the same time. Like Christine, just for example, if you were going to sit down and plan out the whole month of December, how long would that take you to do in terms of, let's just say, social media posts?
I think that would be about an hour to plan out, because it's you first stage pull the keywords. I do the same thing as everybody else, pull keywords, and then you just write like quick blurbs around that. Because once your own audience, you know them back and forth. So you know it's going to make them happy.
Yep.
So just coming back to, it's really just stage 1 here was all about keyword research. Now you're going to take those keywords, turn it into topic ideas, until suddenly you've got this whole list of ideas that you can just implement on. It's just a matter of listening to your audience, like Parker said, and taking the time to, and this, like you do this research, whether it's for your social media posts. If you put this together, I guarantee you'll now have a list of keywords, not only for your social media posts and your website, but you'll have the keywords you need for Etsy, for your listings. And it's not just this batch goes for here. SEO keyword research will help you through all the different parts of your business. So just being able to do that one thing without all the like with all the tools. There's just like Parker did, just going into Google, which I was already on the Google page, but but so even if we did what is SEO. So I have a plugin that shows me how big the search rankings are for that specific search term. So does anybody here have a niche or like a main topic they want to take a look at while I'm here?
We should just do wreaths, I would think.
Why did that not work? So here's one. So wreaths in general, they have 90,000 searches average per month year round. But if I did it's funny that it didn't just do, maybe I did it too fast. So wreaths across America, that must be a thing.
Yeah, it is. It's like a nonprofit foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound like a thing. So wreaths for front door, I see everywhere, whether it's on Pinterest, wreaths for sale, wreaths Christmas here, wreaths meaning.
Just do Christmas wreath, Christine. That's probably a good one.
Oh, look, now that Pinterest one wasn't there before, but look, Christmas wreaths on Etsy. So the people who are on Google that search for Christmas wreaths on Etsy, it averages about 1,000 per month, which I thought would be higher, but
there's still time. After Thanksgiving, that's going to spike like crazy, I'm sure.
Just curious, like I just noticed a slight difference in the keywords this year versus last year. Like they're closer to the holiday than they ever were before. Keywords used to start coming up like a month or 2 months prior to the event.
So just looking at this as a wreath seller, like these are all great tags for you to use, not only in your Etsy shop, but it also resonates with the people who are potential shoppers, right? So a lot of the problems I see, or a lot of things that I see people do, is that they speak like a maker and not like a buyer. So they use words and terminology. And I think the best thing, or the best example in this video, was Christine trying to talk about staining furniture. Christine has no idea how to stain furniture or all of the intricacies that go along with it. So she was just talking about sanding and staining. The average person knows about sanding and staining. And if someone is interested in trying to upcycle some furniture, they're going to search for sanding and staining because that's what people think. But in reality, you have to do all this prep work. You need all the finishes. You need all of the, I don't know about sanding and staining or finishing a furniture, but if you're one of those people who have done that before, you know that there's all this terminology and details that go into that. And if you start talking like that to someone like me or Christine, who is maybe interested in trying to upcycle some furniture, you're going to like scare us away. But more importantly, we're not going to search for that, and we're not going to find you online that way, right? We're going to search for how to sand and stain a chair, for example. We're not going to use all these fancy words to try to get to sanding and staining. That makes sense, Christine?
It does. It really does. Because I am guilty of that all the time. You ask me about like analytics. I'm going to talk to you like as if you know all the things about analytics. I'm going to use acronyms. I'm going to use terms that you'll be like, I don't get it. Am I getting traffic? That's all I want to know. And It really is. It's same thing. Somebody asked for door decor. So I think I'm starting to think decor is definitely more of a maker speak, just like Parker was saying. So it's higher to look for door decorations or decorations for Christmas, all of those ideas. But remember that decor is like a brand word almost. You'll find that in furnishings, like furniture stores, speak decor. So just like Parker said, think like the average user.
I would think door hanger, like as a normal non-maker person, they're like, I need a door hanger.
I love how DoorDash happens to pop up. So door hangers, door hanger template.
Okay, we went a whole different direction, so yeah. I'm out.
Who else? Did anybody else have one they had? We must speak like our ideal customer in order to connect with them. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
What was one that when I first came on with you guys, it was quite a learning curve. I tell you, from someone who has like zero crafting skills at all, but I love the community and I love Damon and Parker. So to learn the difference, like here's one. Deco mesh. So when we first came on, Abby and I were coming up with content ideas, and we're like, okay, we'll make a post about 10 different types of deco mesh. And the person who wrote it was not in that space either. So they're like 10-inch deco mesh. 24?
21 inch.
21 inch. There's only 2. And then I think we somehow we're like, that doesn't make sense. There's got to be more deco mesh than that. And you told us there's.
Yeah, there's like heavy foil, there's light foil, there's value mesh, there's poly burlap, there's faux poly burlap, there's faux burlap, there's actual burlap. There's like a ton of them, right? But I only know that because I'm in the industry. Your average person isn't going to look for a poly burlap deco mesh. Like they have no idea. They're just going to look for a mesh wreath. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference between someone understanding your content and you speaking at them. Right?
And honestly, before that, I wouldn't have even known how to call it a deco mesh wreath. I probably would have just called it a ruffle wreath. Like, or, something. And there are search terms for like, because we don't know what the material is. We just know it looks like ruffles on the side. So remember, sometimes you have to use your like adjectives in those cases.
So Christine, now that we have a general idea of what we're going to post about this month, obviously you guys can repeat that same process over and over again, depending on what you have going on. And y'all, the thing is, once you start doing this, it branches out like so deep, because then you can start researching a piece of what you research, right? And it's like it's a rabbit hole that you go down, and it's really good. And then your audience and the people who either read your blog or respond on your post, they're gonna give you more content ideas as you go along. So now that we have this, Christine, what's gonna happen? We have the month's worth of stuff.
I'm not sure. We post them.
So we have them all scheduled out and we're good to go. But like the idea is for us to kind of get a handle on it. Like Christine's whole job revolves around doing this, right? So she said that she could probably schedule out or plan out a whole month's worth of content in an hour. So how many of you guys would like to hear or like to be able to do that kind of stuff? This is the same process that she uses. It's going to take time and take practice to get used to that. But this is how we get content created in a timely fashion. And how far are we ahead right now on our blog? Like how much stuff do we have scheduled out, Christine?
It's scheduled out through the end of December, I believe. Okay.
So like a month and a half ahead.
Yeah. And it's when you start having, so like my Power Huddle is all about getting you prepped for January, February, and March. The reason why I look out that far is because I know I'm not going to work much in December. Like half the month is pretty much shot as far as being extremely productive. So we always plan ahead in that case. The other thing is I can actually enjoy that time off when I've already done all that work, because now I've already got someone assigned to it, or if I know I'm responsible for it, I can work on it when I get back. But it's not only being proactive in planning, it also helps you frame all the things, because it's more than just putting posts out there and hoping that it resonates with your audience.
Yeah.
It's
Calculated.
ultimately, this is all framing you and your business as a authority on home decor. So whether this is all like, let's say these were all pins or on Pinterest, or you did a live on YouTube, or you did it on Facebook, it's all searchable on some level or another, especially Pinterest and on your website and on Etsy. Your Facebook posts are a little different. They're not as easily searchable on Google. However, they still can get picked up. People are going to search in their search bar on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
So prepping yourself now to do it the right way, like as far as the order, keyword research, map it out, and then produce it. Then it saves you a whole lot of time later, and you've gotten into that habit of keyword research, and it gets faster and faster and faster. Just like, of course, it didn't take me an hour when I first started out, for sure.
Yep. So you guys, why don't you throw a couple questions in the comments? We're going to talk mostly about how to plan like a month ahead for your content. But Christine, what is going to be coming up in the course? Like we talked about it a little bit at the beginning, your Power Huddle. What's going to be the difference between what we just talked about, or what's going to be added on in addition to what we just talked about? That's going to be in your Power Huddle.
So first thing, we're going to do a deeper dive on keyword research. We're going to use different tools in the Power Huddle itself. And then you're going to have access to my entire team. They're going to come in. They all have their different wheelhouses. We have a couple of writers, so asking them specific questions on writing style, copy, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Then we also have the production plan. So it's taking all of this, like we did SEO keyword research, we mapped it out. So we're doing that again. But we're also going to show you how do you make it easier on yourself to start getting that produced and putting it into a physical calendar. Like, okay, I'm going to go to the thrift shop on such and such day so I can take all these pictures, rather than, okay, I'm going to go to the thrift shop and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go again the following week and I'm going to do this. No, we want you to go to the thrift shop once, take all the pictures, buy all the things, so that you can start producing the content more efficiently.
Yeah.
So getting you into that habit.
So you guys, we talk about in our business coaching group all of the time about time blocking and batching content and all of that kind of stuff. And this is just another example of how we do that. Christine's Power Huddle is going to teach you how to do that for a whole quarter at a time instead of just a month. We just want to start small and kind of give you guys an idea of what batching is capable of, right? If you could spend an hour and get your whole month of social media stuff done, like that's crazy. And the rest of Christine's course is going to teach you how to actually implement all of the research that we just showed you guys how to do. Mm-hmm. So at the very least, you guys kind of understand now how we come up with ideas, or how to come up with ideas if you feel like you maybe you have a shortage, or you don't really know what's popular, or maybe you don't even know how to speak to your audience, right? So if you're into wreath making, for example, and you don't know how people are finding wreaths, go into Pinterest and just type in different ways to say how to make a wreath or Christmas wreath, and see what other ideas that people are using. Like maybe you needed ideas on Christmas wreath with lights. Like I'm not a lights person, and I didn't think people cared, but I think that showed up on Google and on Etsy. Mm-hmm. So people are obviously looking for Christmas wreaths with lights. So if nothing else, you guys kind of got an idea of how to find more ideas of things that are popular.
Question. You mentioned quality. Does that mean engagement? Quality does naturally create engagement. However, quality, I think, and I don't know, Parker, if you'd have a different answer for this, but it's something that's well thought out and part of your brand. Like if you're just throwing out like a funny meme because you think it's going to create engagement, or it's going to attract people, but it has nothing to do with your niche or your brand, then that's not quality. It's not on brand to what you want to be known for. It's just kind of empty lights.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of different things rolled into one. Would be my answer. Engagement is definitely a huge part of it, but if a post goes viral and it has nothing to do with who you are, who you serve, what kind of product you're selling, like it's useless. At the end of the day, it's useless. Like, yeah, you can say, oh, I reached 1 million people on this post. Whoop-de-doo. But did you get sales from it? Did you get actual real followers from it? Did you get actual real anything from it? So that's kind of what quality is to me. It's a mixture of was it a good sales post? Was it something that your audience connected with? Was it something that got something done that you wanted to get done? Did it have a purpose? So there's a whole lot of facets to what my idea of a quality post is.
And just, I mean, Damon and Parker's community has become essentially my community in the sense that I love being a coach in it and I love the business itself. So one of the bonuses that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about if you sign up with Parker's and Damon's link up there is that I'm going to pull a full report of keywords for you, like an actual what you should keywords with.
Mm-hmm.
That's and I know that might not sound like a lot, but you'd be surprised how much information is like in a full SEO keyword research report. It could be your top 100 keywords that you should be using specific to your business.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, Christine is not only an employee, or I guess she's an employee of us technically for the coaching group. We also have her manage our blog as well as our Pinterest. So she has been doing this for about a year now for us. But Christine, can you share some other maybe just high level stats on other types of clients that you work with? Just to give people an idea of why. I mean, we talked about establishing yourself as an authority. So why are you an authority on getting found online?
Yes. So we've actually helped a number of different niches. At the Virtual Collab, we work with doctors, dietitians, food specialists. We also have travel agencies. So we've helped all of those businesses reach the different levels in their business as far as using content is part of their strategy. So content marketing is what we focus on to create visibility online for those brands. Some of our biggest websites are in the 2 million mark per month page views. And it all started with well-refined SEO keyword research. And then we created topics. We did exactly this, but just for blog posts.
Yep.
And we've kind of formulated a strategy in-house the way that we've been able to prove it that works across different niches.
So you guys, I want to, I'll leave you guys on a couple notes. Okay. The first one is, don't be discouraged by the numbers that Christine is talking about, or don't even be discouraged when we talk about the numbers that Deco Exchange has, right? Because it all comes down to having a very solid foundation. The pages, the social media followings, all these things don't grow to that size without having a very, very solid foundation, because it just doesn't happen. That's how the internet works, right? If you're not doing the things right, it doesn't grow. That's just period. The other thing I'm going to want to tell you guys is we would love if you signed up for Christine's course, of course. But we didn't want to jump on here and just pitch to you guys. We didn't want to just say, hey, buy this, hey, buy this. We wanted to leave you guys with some actionable steps. And whether you join the course or not, use those resources that we showed in the first 20 minutes of the video. Like, go into Pinterest and use those free keywords. Go into Etsy and use those keywords. And if you start implementing those types of words into your strategy, more people will see your stuff, period.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So Christine, one last time, we'll talk about your Power Huddle. When is it? How much is it? And where can they sign up?
It's $297. Link is above, and I think wherever the link is in the world. So
somewhere over here.
Yes, somewhere. And the actual Power Huddle is on December 1st through the 5th. It's 1 hour a day. We've already preset the times. It's 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with the December 1st to the 4th, and 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 5th. And replays will be available. And like I said, if we see you come through a link to Parker and Damon's link, then we will make sure to get you a SEO keyword report specific to your business.
So, one question I know everyone's going to ask: would you recommend it for beginners, or what level of business do you think this fits?
I actually think you do want to have some content available for us to kind of glean off of first. So if you're brand new, I'd say to follow what you learned in the live today, so that you can start getting into that rhythm. The It's really more so we can look at what you already have, what you already rank for, and make it better. So if your Facebook page, your Pinterest account has been around for, I would say, at least 4 months, and you've consistently worked on it, then it would be a good time. But if it's something that you're still trying to figure out to
Mhm.
maintain those platforms, wait a little bit. Just use the free resources here.
Yeah.
If you're in the coaching group, there's a ton of information. So hold off a little bit, because we really want to see where you're at as far as what you're currently ranking for
Yeah.
right now.
Well, Christine, thanks for sharing some of that information. You guys, if you enjoy this, let us know. I think we'll try to do this one more time. We'll have a different kind of topic that's still related, and I just love delivering content to you guys. I know not everyone either A is ready for it, or B can afford it, or is in a spot where their business can afford it. So we want to help you guys grow to get there, right? It's a big goal, for you guys to be like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this, right? That's like, as a coach, like that's the goal, right? Like that. I would love for you guys to do that, but I don't want you guys to take it if you're not ready for it, and that's the last thing we would want to happen. So.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoy today. And I really, really, y'all, we still do this in our business all the time. So don't like underestimate the power of what we just showed you guys how to do. You can do it for everything,
Yeah.
no matter what your niche is, no matter what time of the year it is, no matter any of that stuff.
Absolutely. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me hang out. And there was a question real quick. I know it was,
Sure. Yeah,
if
let's
it
go.
was, so is this separate course and fee apart from our, yes. So it is, because, yeah. So this is something that I was running entirely on my business.
Yeah.
And, but yes, it is separate.
Yeah. So you guys, Christine is a business coach for us, but she also has her own business that she does all kinds of other things on. So we were just helping her out and kind of sharing some of her expertise with you guys. And I know some of you are in a spot where you can learn some of the tips and tricks that she is going to be teaching you guys in this Power Huddle. So any last words, Christine?
No, I look forward to seeing whoever makes it over. But yes, if you do have like the next, what, like on the coat with my coaching hat on from Deco Exchange, if there is stuff that you guys want to learn and we can nugget it to real like lessons like this, I would love to be able to come on the page and let's make it easy, like the simple stuff we can do.
Absolutely.
For sure. But have a great evening, everybody.
All right, you guys. Bye, y'all.
Bye.